I'm Marcy Markusa with Corey Funk and Abby Adiemi with us this morning on the team. And up next on the program, head to your cupboard and make sure you've got popcorn on standby, because tonight, CBC Manitoba's Creator Network, in collaboration with Winnipeg's South Asian communities, presents South Asian Film Night. We're going to have a virtual local screening of work from two local filmmakers. I'm very excited I get to MC this event tonight. One of those filmmakers is my next guest. Mandeep Sodhi has worked in the film industry in India, the United States, and Canada, winning awards for his docudramas and gaining nominations for his music videos as well. He's been working in Winnipeg since 2011. Tonight, he debuts 4 short films about local artists, like the multi-talented Seema Goyal.
So art is something that happens between the object and the viewer. It is neither of those things, though. It's the in-between. I have been working as an artist from, I think, about 26 years ago. I picked up a hitchhiker, and they asked me what I did. And I said, I'm a glassblower. And they asked me a bunch of questions. I answered all the questions, just like out of the air. I answered these questions. The hitchhiker got out of the car, and I drove back home, and I called a glass studio in Vancouver and said, I'd like to take a workshop. And I was so lucky. They had a workshop the next weekend, and there was one spot left.
What a story. Mandeep is here to talk about his films. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Marcy. How are you today?
I'm well. I love that story Seema shared in your short film about how she fudged being a glass artist before becoming one. What drew you to wanting to get her story and her talents on film?
She was such a pleasure to work with. She had so much of information from her experience of 26 years of being an artist. And when I think back to her story, just saying something and then having the actions follow that is just the way the universe figured it out for her, And then now we know she's an established artist. It's just amazing.
I mentioned that you have 4 short films showing tonight. We do have another clip, actually. This is from your film featuring sisters Saira and Nilüfer Rahman, Canadian women of Muslim Bengali heritage, who are behind Snow Angel Films.
Both of our biggest influences and inspirations was Dad.
Yeah.
His descriptions of his memories of childhood are so vivid that they almost feel like they're my memories now.
It wasn't only his stories of his own childhood, but he would make up stories. Mm-hmm. And they would be so colorful and imaginative and with meaning. He would come into our room and tell us a story.
Their inspiration for filmmaking was their dad, Mandeep, but I understand that despite your successes, your parents wanted you to become a physical therapist, and you trained, you became one. Why did you return to filmmaking?
It's one of those things we say, you can leave film, the film will never leave you. Mm-hmm. So if I look back, I was, into theater. I was into, whenever I saw a camera, I just got fascinated with the camera. So my parents said, become a physiotherapist. I went to the medical college. I spent 4.5 years, became a physiotherapist, practiced for 2 years, and then, I don't know, somebody gifted me a camera. I think it was my brother. And then just stuff started happening. And then I started shooting. I had a web show when YouTube was founded in 2007. Then, one thing led to another, and then here we are.
Earlier in the week, we spoke with another filmmaker of South Asian descent who will be part of the event tonight. And he was sharing that often it was hard to fight back against stereotypes when exploring his identity through art and through film. Is it something that resonates with you?
No, Marcy. I grew up in India, so it's different for me. And I grew up in the 1980s and the 90s. And, I was dark-skinned. And being a dark-skinned kid, if you are from India and you're from the 80s and the 90s, you would resonate. It was hard for me to find who I am earlier in my years. But then I started looking at Hollywood through cable TV. So all my influences came from Dave Chappelle, Denzel Washington, Wesley Snipes, because they look like me. And I kid you not, kids in the school called my brother Nelson Mandela. And, they would call me literally the word black. And I didn't mind because, kids don't know what they're saying and we just ha on that. But then through that, my influences were people whom I saw on TV. and they dictated my art. And I think that's how films got into me, or I got into films, by looking at stuff that looked like me, or I felt was done by my people, I guess.
What do you hope that people get from viewing your short films and features on our local artists tonight?
I would say through these 4 short films, I would say always vicariously live through somebody else's words. You don't need to go through the experience, or you might need to, especially the bad ones you don't need to go through. So for these artists, when they say something to you, try to be in their shoes and imagine what they went through. And then if you are an artist, or if you have a spark inside you, might not be an artist yet, you might become an artist because something might resonate with you that they said that is actually happening in your life right now.
We'll see you tonight, Mandeep. Really excited. It was hard to play some of your work and not give it all away, so I'm excited for people to join us and see your films in their entirety. Thank you for your time this morning.
Please, thank you. Thank you, Marcy. You have a good day. I'll see you later. Thanks.
I'll see you later. That's Mandeep Sodhi, an award-winning local filmmaker who won an Actor Manitoba Golden Boy Award for his short film The Perfect Little Plan in 2015, by the way. Tonight, he debuts 4 new short films, along with a 5th from Wasif Hasib at South Asian Film Night. Please join us. It's a virtual, free online event. We're going to be watching films. It's an hour. I'll be emceeing this event. You can register up to 15 minutes before. So check your schedule, see if you can join us, and please register and join us. Starts at 7:30. To sign up, you can go to cbc.ca/Manitoba/community.